My name's Alon. I've been living in New Orleans for about 8 years now, and I run Dominica Restaurant at the Roosevelt Hotel. Been cooking all my life, born in Israel, lived in Italy for a while, and today I'm making Gulf seafood cannelloni for you. And you're gonna say, what the hell does an Israeli boy know about making seafood cannelloni? Well, I lived in Parma, and in Parma, pasta is king, and it's all about like making the best pasta. Little old ladies have been making it for their entire lives, and they learned how to make it from their grandmothers, and so I really learned the craft of making great pasta living down there. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you today, is really all about the pasta, and then I'm going to fill it with this really incredible Louisiana seafood, because we have the best seafood in the world here in Louisiana. And what you making?
Well, I'm Cory Bahr from Restaurant Sage and 102 Bistro. Restaurant Sage is in Monroe, 102 is in Ruston. We're making today some seared shrimp with black pepper flapjacks and a little bit of local honey syrup. So we got some little cornmeal, organic cornmeal, and some organic unbleached flour. Good stuff. I'm
not trying to steal any of your secrets or nothing.
We got a little bit of baking powder and baking soda, and then the black pepper, and then a little pinch of salt. And we're just going to mix that all together.
I'm making pasta dough. Super simple. I have 1 kilo or about 2.2 pounds of all-purpose flour. We actually use at the restaurant a 00 flour that comes from Italy, made specifically just for making pasta and gnocchi, these little potato dumplings. And in Italy they take their flours really seriously. Like, you gotta have the perfect flour for whatever you're making. And the reason we use 00 is because it's a finer grind flour. It's like really fine, and it gives the pasta a little bit more of a bite when you eat it, more of an al dente bite. So, to this flour, I'm adding in some egg yolks. And then I stir. Who thought making fresh pasta was hard? You were wrong. Look, it's done. Add in the egg yolks. Crack another egg into that. And then really, it's just a matter of stirring. And I'm starting to stir from the middle and bringing the rest of the flour in. And what that does is it starts to build the strength of the dough. It adds this bite to the dough when you roll it really thin and you bite into it, and it has that little al dente bite. This is a really important part of it, because you got to build the strength of the dough, and it starts with building it right here in the middle and bringing the rest of the ingredients in. Those shrimp smell great.
They are great. They are great. They're local white shrimp. Actually source these at Whole Foods here in New Orleans. We just got a little salt and pepper on them. We're just searing them real simple. The syrup's actually going up here. This is local honey with a little bit of molasses and a little bit of shallot, toasted cumin, and fresh ginger. And to that we're going to add just a little bit of sherry vinegar, excuse me. That's going to give it a little bite. This is our flapjack base. Like I said, into the original ingredients I added some salt, the black pepper, a little bit of sour cream, kind of adds some lightness and some body to it, and a couple of eggs and some buttermilk.
So look, pasta dough, finished. Just 2 ingredients, eggs and flour. And what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of working this dough, adding that strength to it, adding that building gluten inside the dough. And it takes a good 5 or 6 minutes to really kind of work that dough with your hand and get it real nice and smooth.
I'm actually putting the flapjacks in right now. We're going to get a nice little golden brown sear on them, flip them, and that's about it.
All right, now I have the pasta dough. It's finished. I'm going to take it, I'm going to cut sections out of it, and then I bet you all didn't know that KitchenAids can do this, but you can roll pasta dough with a KitchenAid. and it makes it really easy to do. See that? It's like Play-Doh, like Fisher-Price, my first pasta dough set. I mean, it's just so easy to do. And like fresh pasta, you can't compare it to dried pasta. It's just so much better. You can make all kinds of different flavors. You can make all types of different shapes. And I keep folding it over like this to just smooth it out. Then, once I've rolled it out and it's gotten nice and smooth, I'm going to start to thin it out. That fast. Then, I leave the mess for later. I guess somebody will clean that up. I'm going to add some salt to my pasta water because it's real important that the water is seasoned. If you don't have salt in there, the pasta cooks up really bland, okay? Because you notice I didn't put any salt in the dough. The reason that I do that is because as salt sits in the dough like overnight, it starts to break the dough down. And it starts to get all these little black and brown specks in the dough. And that's not what we want. So I'm going to cut out these sheets here that I'm going to use to roll up the cannelloni.
You know, we got our syrup going up here. We're going to add our whiskey, a little bit of Jack Daniels to it. Absolutely. That'll bring it up real nice. We've got our shrimp going. We've got our flapjacks here. We've got a little brown here. That's really the color we're looking for, that nice golden brown. And like I said earlier, we have the toasted cumin seeds in here, and that really interacts really well with the corn and the flapjacks.
Just 45 seconds in the water. I mean, is pasta easy or what? I just mix and go. The KitchenAid did all the work. I just stood here and looked pretty the whole time while it was working. Now, for the filling, we're going to take all of this gorgeous jumbo lump blue crab meat, shrimp that my man Ricky brought for me. He's around here somewhere. When I see him, I'm going to bring him up on stage and make him talk to you about shrimp for like an hour, because he just won't shut up sometimes. Shrimp. This is a grouper. This is any local fish you can take, dice up, add to it. It just adds a really nice texture inside of the filling. So I've taken all of these 3 seafoods. I'm going to add some ricotta cheese. We use a type of ricotta that comes from Rhode Island called Narragansett Creamery. They make a really awesome ricotta. And then this is burrata cheese. Does anybody know what burrata cheese is? It's the type of Italian cheese, a soft mozzarella that is made by taking the leftover curds after making fresh mozzarella. They chop it up real fine, they add heavy cream to it, and then they stuff it in this shell of fresh mozzarella. So it almost has this like ricotta cheese texture on the inside.
Absolutely.
And the reason yeah, it's so good. And the reason I add it, you can see how beautiful and cheesy and gooey it looks. The reason I add it is it really opens up the texture. To that, I'm going to add some diced white bread, like bunny bread. Y'all, if anybody from New Orleans knows what bunny bread is. Diced white bread, what that does is soaks up a lot of the flavor, and it also gives it a great texture. It lightens up that texture. And it kind of stretches the filling out too, so you don't have to spend all your money on crab meat and shrimp. You can add a little bit of bread to it. It costs a little bit less. Then, a little bit of fresh lemon zest. I know everybody likes cannelloni. Kids like it. You like cannelloni? Everybody loves cannelloni. So you just spend about 20 minutes or so at home. It doesn't take much time, and you got this great cannelloni dish. A little bit of Tabasco, because we live in New Orleans, right? A little bit of Tabasco in there. It adds a nice vinegary balance to it. I then take that and I just mix it all up.
Anyway, we're going to emulsify a little bit of butter into it, just about half a pound.
All right, so there's the filling. I take that, I'm going to add it right inside of this pasta sheet here. Roll it up. Easy. Cannelloni. Who'd have thought? You'll never have to go to the freezer section in your grocery store again. And then what we're going to do is I have this sauce. This can, like, at this point, you can do all kinds of different stuff. You can put tomato sauce on it. You can put cream on it. You can just put a little bit of butter and cheese on it. Whatever you want to do, whatever you have that's in the kitchen, go ahead and throw it on there. You can put vegetables, onions, anything you want to do. What I've done is taken some fresh leeks and cooked them down in a little bit of cream with vermouth, which gives it a little bit of an anise flavor. Mixed it together, cooked it down until it gets real nice and thick, and that flavor really kind of intensifies. We've also added in the cream, I simmered it with a little bit of garlic and a little bit of fennel, some onions, strained that out, added the leeks, cooked it down. That goes right over the cannelloni, just like that. Then I love to put a little bit of fresh breadcrumbs on there. The breadcrumbs add a really great texture. While you're eating it, you're like, that's pretty good. Then I take this, pop it in the oven.
So I've got all mine completed. We have our black pepper flapjacks here, nice, light, fluffy, and crispy. I'm going to place a couple of these down. Take our Gulf shrimp we have here. We have some wonderful organic arugula. Move that off, don't want that to happen again. We're going to take a little bit of this arugula, just dot it here and there, because it's already got a good peppery flavor to it. Just going to take a couple of your shrimp. Couple of your shrimp like that. Hey, chef, you better watch it. Some strawberry.
That is really good.
And these are some wonderful pecans that we actually can source locally sometimes, but a lot of times they have to come from the New Roads area. We candy them with a little bit of egg white, powdered sugar, some cardamom. They have a great flavor to them. We take a little bit of mint and we just tear some mint. And we finish it with just a little bit of our syrup. And a little touch of goat cheese. Just a little bit. Adds some nice sharpness, brings it together.